Ever wonder where the X and Y suffixes come from when you merge data frames in Pandas? In this video, I'm going to show you where they come from and how we can get rid of them. So I'm going to start off by importing Pandas as PD and then getting series in data frame. And then I'm going to create 3 different data frames. And I always like to create data frames with a list of dictionaries where each dictionary is one row in the data frame. So I have here a data frame of products, apple, banana, cucumber, and so forth. And each product has an ID and has a price. So far, so good. I then have a data frame of customers, where each customer has an ID and has a name. How nice of them. And then I have sales, where each sale we have in our store has an ID and a product ID and a customer ID and a quantity. So how can I find out? I want to get info for each sale, right? I want to find out the product and the sale information. Okay, so the way that I can do that, the way that I can combine data frames is with merge. I can say salesdf.merge, and merge is different from join in that join only works on the index, but merge lets us use any columns that we want. So I'm going to say left on, meaning on salesdf, what is the column I want to compare? And I'm going to say here left on equals product ID, because I'm going to say wherever product ID here is equal to an ID in products.df. Actually, I have to say then I want to merge with products.df, left on product ID, and right on equals ID. So basically what we're saying is combine salesdf with products.df, and the combination, wherever we're going to sort of match them up, is going to be left is going to be product ID and right is going to be ID. And I get this. And the good news is that I indeed have merged together these 2 data frames. I have all of the columns and rows from the left, meaning salesdf, and all the columns and rows from the right, meaning products.df. But I have here ID underscore X and ID underscore Y. What is going on? And the answer is basically that while you can, in theory, have a column name repeated in a Pandas data frame, it's a really, really bad idea. And Pandas tries to discourage you from doing this as much as possible, and rightly so. And so if it has a column name that repeats in both the left and the right, it will automatically assign underscore X to the left one, underscore Y to the right one. Do we need to see this? No. Because we can say here suffixes equal, and we can pass whatever we want. So I can say here sales and underscore products. And if I do this, look at this. Now I have ID sales and ID products. Now ID sales and product ID are going to be the same because that's where we did our join, or that's where we did our merge. But this is a really useful way for us to do it. By the way, what if I also want to get the customer information here? I think I'm going to open up some parentheses here, and then I'm going to use some we're going to do method chaining here. All right, so I'm going to have my merge, and then the result of that, of course, is a data frame, and I can say merge on that. And I'm going to merge between that and my customers DF. And my customers DF, which we declared before, we've got an ID and we've got a name. So now I'm going to say here, left on, well, what is left on going to be? Customer ID, right? Customer ID, and that has not changed. And right on is going to be ID. Guess what's going to happen again now? Now I'm again going to have X and Y because now we have a clash with name. So now I have to say here suffixes equals, and we're going to say here underscore, the left is going to be, well, let's call that sales, and the right is going to be customers. And when we do this, oh, forgot to close that. Now we have all of the data from all of the columns and all of the rows from all 3 data frames, and they're all joined together. But we also know which column came from which, and we don't have that pesky underscore X and underscore Y. Of course, another way to get rid of them would simply be for us to not include all the columns when we merge, but that's not exactly what we're talking about here. So when you merge, don't forget to use suffixes. That will avoid this underscore X underscore Y thing. Now you understand why it's happening, or underscore why it's happening, and I hope you'll be able to avoid it in the future. Let me know what you think. Have you ever encountered this and wondered what's going on? Let me know. Leave some comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back real soon with lots more about Python and Pandas and everything in between. See you then.